Hi, can you hear me? Good evening. We'll just give like 5 minutes for more people to join. If you can hear me, please just let me know in the chat. Thank you. Hi, Hamza, good evening. Oh, great. I hope you like the audio. Ha. I heard that I sound like a rich man. Rumors. Rumors have it. Hi, good evening, Gordon. Nice to have you here. Sorry about that. Okay. Hey bro, welcome. I think we can get to the point of the day. This enough time, so I'll just share on my screen. Watch all these folders. So I'll share the folder. How do you share this? Let me find new land, drive frame, zoom in. I hope you can see me. I hope you can. Um, I hope you can hear me, and I hope you can see my screen. Let me check out. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see my screen. So hopefully from the next call, the video would most probably be better from the next call because I ordered another phone. I'll be using the camera for the video, and I ordered a tripod stand. So you probably see me better from the next time if that changes anything. But yeah, just giving you just letting you know what to expect. So basically, right, talking about what we came here for. Today we're talking about two concepts: the concept of masks and the concept of blend modes. So these are very like there are some things in every field that change your life. I don't know if change your life is the word, but they literally open you to just new realms of discoveries. So if you are doing mathematics, I'll say it's something like algebra. You know, when you learn algebra, you can learn calculus, you can learn geometry, you can learn when you get the basics of algebra. So the basis of masking. Okay, let me even bring in another component. Let me say the pen tool. So there are some tools that and some procedures and some techniques that are cool in some fields, right? And there are others that transcend different fields. Like the pen tool now, we designers we use it to draw vector tools, and we use it to maybe draw icons and all those kind of stuff. People that used to do all these video edits, they use the pen tool to draw like their shapes, to clip the different frames. People that do motion design, they use the pen tool to draw their motion. If you go to Rive, they use the pen tool in Rive. If you go to Jita, they use the pen tool in Jita. So it's almost like if you learn the pen tool, it's not a design thing. It's something that is like a creative stuff. No matter the application you go to, provided it's a creative application, there's most probably a pen tool there. Even if you are doing web design, right? um Maybe not necessarily web design, but if you are doing web, yeah, you see that easing stuff, the ease in ease out is basically how the pencil works. If you've done video editing, you can edit those spines to give. So basically what I'm saying is that's how masking and blend modes are. It's not something that is just locked in illustration. So keep an open mind to it. It's something that is going to help you in all areas of your design. From your video, if you're into video editing and you use CapCut, masking will help you there. If you are into like whatever you are into, masking is going to help you there. So before I even go on to explain anything, let me give you um one very, should I say, useful, or one very critical use case of what we want to talk about today, so that you see how it works. Let me pick a logo. No, let me just design the logo in my Figma. So let's say you have a logo. I'll just pick an icon from here and say that's the logo. You have a logo. This is a logo. This is the logo of water. Let's increase the size by 10. Okay, it's still too small. Let's increase it by 10 again. Okay, cool. Let's say you have this on a white background. You have this blue stuff on a white background, and it's an image. Let's just make them a group, but let's just assume it is an image, right? And this now you are designing something, and this is like a, let's say, a gray background, right? And you want, if this is if you are using an image now, if you want to, what am I doing? This is supposed to be, let me put it in the frame. And you want to put this one here. You have to now remove the background. Normally you have to maybe use an AI, or maybe you can just use masking. Yeah, what we're going to talking about today, masking. Now, this is how blend mode basically works. And I know some of you here already know about blend mode, but we're just going to be talking about it more deeply today. So if you this is how blend mode works. If you click on this, you go to the blend mode and you change it to, for example, multiply. You see it took the background away automatically without you having to remove the background or do any of those. Just by changing the blend mode, you can see how different blend mode is giving a different reaction on this stuff. So they all have their reason why they act like this, and there's a way you can actually predict them. Okay, let me give you an example now. If you are making some complex shapes, there are some things that you like. If you are drawing somebody's face, for example, now this is somebody's face. I'll just make this white, and this is the person's neck, like a snowman. If you watch Cinderella very well, those snow balls that have like yellow nose. Let's just say that's what we're drawing. So this is the body, and this is the head on top of the body, right? If you want to give this guy a shadow, for example, it would be better for you to use the the blend mode we are talking about, but you understand very soon when we just get into it. So what I was just trying to explain is, keep an open mind for this concept, because they translate just graphic design, or should I say illustrations, whatever you are using them for, even in other creative fields, provided it's digital, it's going to be useful to you. So first of all, talking about masking is basically hiding certain parts of an element based on another element, right? So I'll give you an example now. So if we have this square is red, then we have a star shape, we have a star shape. The star shape is, notice the star shape is yellow. We can put the star shape beneath the red. You can see it's beneath the red. Select the two of them, click on our options, and use as mask. And the star shape will clip the red into its shape. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do you understand what I just like? I don't. I'm not asking if you know how to do it, but like, do you understand how this works? Like, do you understand the concept of this masking? Is like carrying something, right, and using that shape to create a reality. If you've looked at something through like a binoculars before, that stuff that they put in on the eyes to look like at far distance, the image you get from looking at the binoculars, I assume is going to be round, right? Because it's like everything coming into your eyes has been clipped from that shape. It's like looking through a pipe. So the image is big at the other end, but you are getting a fraction of that image based on the shape of the pipe. But it's for a very good cause, right? Now, let me show you how all this relate. Last week, if you remember, we spoke about shape building. This is how shape building work. Shape building now, if we did shape building here, let me show you the difference. I'll copy this guy. Some I'll just copy this guy first of all, and I'll take this back, right? I'll take this back here. Then I'll paste that guy we did. Let me bring him here. If we did shape building here, if you remember, shape building we cut this guy, right? But we have lost the other, like we've lost the initial. This is one new shape now, like different. So like it cuts the star out of the red like that. But basically, what I'm trying to say is we've lost the rectangle. But in this case, the rectangle is still inside here. This is going to be very important for you, like because there's this whole idea, right? There's this idea in design. When I started to design, the first app I used, I think this should be like 214, was CorelDRAW. That was the first I was exposed to. I didn't really enjoy CorelDRAW, and I moved to Photoshop before I moved to Illustrator. There's a very big difference in designing in Photoshop, although it's possible to do that in Photoshop. But if you are designing in Photoshop, that time there was this idea of non-destructive design, right? Because Photoshop is all about manipulation. So let's just say you want to manipulate this my image now, and you want to make my hand like this. The idea of non-destructive design is no matter what you do, you are supposed to be able to get the original image. Like you do as much as you can not to lose details. That's the idea. So they use various techniques not to lose details. Now, let me give you an example. Now we have AI, so you may not really do this, but before, if you want to remove an image from a background, you have to draw the person, like the silhouette of the person, then you delete the background. Do you understand? The difference is sometimes now that background now has details, like it may be a place, it may be the person among a group of people. And as time goes on, let me say you're exploring, you may need those details you just deleted. But remember, that's the way, even if you use AI, that's what it does for you. It removes the like it removes the other shape. I'm not saying you would ever need to do this, right? But just tell me. Now, let me tell you how this applies immediately to web design. You must have seen some websites where, for example, now you may have, what am I saying? For example, I can literally show you. Let me just go to Pinterest and pick an image. Okay. Like, as I entered Pinterest, right? The example was just sitting down and waiting for me. So look at this image I took from Pinterest, right? If you want to achieve something like this, do you understand? You can see the guy looks different from the background. This is masking. This is masking. So the way they edited this in like whatever software they use, they had a picture that everything was like colorful, I assume. like I'm just assuming though, because they could have the black and white and put the guy on top, right? But for the sake of what I'm trying to say, they had a picture that was all colorful. Then they cut the guy off, like they cut him to be a different layer. Then they made the picture blue. Then they placed the guy on top. That's the power of masking. So is this kind of effect. Yeah, but it was. Yeah, it was. Like it's very obvious, provided it was done in production. This masking. Sometimes the procedure may not actually say like I'm masking, may not shout like I was masked, but it's the idea when you have like a peculiar shape, right? Okay, if you watch videos, if you watch videos and you watch a video where a text, you must have seen a video where a text go behind the person, right? Let me see, the person is in the frame, then a text is passing in between him and the background of a video frame. I know you understand what I mean. That's masking. So how you do that on video edits is you just crop, you kind of draw around the person, then the video editor is going to use some kind of AI tools to keep tracking the person, but it's masking. So that's exactly what I'm trying to say. It's an idea that doesn't stop at UI illustrations. It's something you use even in UI. Masking is something that if you learn, masking is going to take your UI game like to another level, right? Because there are many there are many effects that you cannot achieve if you don't understand how masking works. Even in making screens, yeah, there are many effects you cannot achieve if you don't understand how masking works. So yeah, what's masking? How does masking work? And how can you actually use it to get stuff done for yourself? So before we go into masking, there's something I want you to understand about. They call it the alpha channel. It's just an idea in design. The alpha channel is basically um a pixel that supports transparency, right? So if normally, like if you use Gemini, you understand what I'm saying. Gemini does not support alpha channel. So if you tell Gemini to generate a photo for you that has a transparent background, like it's going to just, I don't really know what the guy thinks he's doing. Instead of him to say like I can't do that, he's going to generate an image that has this transparent background that we used to get those days when you search image PNG on Google. That you get this kind of green, this gray mesh. That's what Gemini does for you if you try to. Because Gemini does not use alpha channels. Alpha channel is a channel that supports like totally transparent or maybe even levels of transparency. So if you are doing blur, when you make something blur, it doesn't just go transparent. It kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but it goes out in stages. So some are like 60% transparent, some are like 80% transparent. Yeah. So that's the idea of having pixels that can be transparent is called the alpha channel. Yeah. So how masking works is you need the shape that is going to be the alpha channel, right? That is going to support the transparency, because masking is basically you saying this group of stuff should only show where this other guy is visible. Let me explain. So if I take my phone light, I'll put on my torch. You can see my light is on. I do a circle. It's only through the circle the light will pass through. So everywhere I'm pointing this light at now is like a laser beam. That's exactly how masking works. So let's make a quick mask here and let's see let's see if you can catch the idea. They will make some more complicated stuff. Okay, I'm going to bring a picture from the internet. I'm just going to download, I don't know, man. Um, um, Okay, probably this guy should work. Okay, yeah. So let's check this out. See the picture of this guy. So you see the picture of this guy. Let's just do something asking work. Let's say we want to have like mana, make it, man, something like this. Okay, let's say something bold, like yeah, just something like this. Mana make it man, I say so, or just make it longer. Just make it longer. Haha. So I'm just going to use this text. I don't even know what it means, but just to show you how masking works. So I want to put this text now kind of behind his head. So use you there are many ways you like is to make a shape. So you can literally draw shapes if that's what will work for you in your own scenario. But in this case, we want a custom shape. So I'm going to just use the pen tool. This is Figma, this is not Photoshop, and I really don't want to use the automatic tool so you actually see how this works. So I'm just going to select a part of his head because basically what I want to do is on if this stuff is here, it means this section of his head is kind of like on top. So I'm going to take it off now and get it done. So I'm just going to come here now, click, just trace. Like you don't have to be. That's in this case though. Maybe as we do more examples, you get how it works. Maybe in other cases, but in this case, you don't have to like be all. I think they have the lasso tool now. I can probably use the lasso tool. I can probably use the lasso tool. I heard they have the lasso tool now. How do I get lasso tool? Okay, let me press P. Let me click. Okay, can I get lasso tool from here? I think it's a Q for lasso tool. Okay, let me click in here. Let me try. I saw the last. Okay, great. Let me see how this works. Um. Oh, I've never used this and I've not learned it. Let me just use what I'm used to. Guy, I hope I can get that my pencil back. Okay, thank God. Let me just continue from here. I've never tried. I just said it was out. I'm trying to use like Photoshop, but it's not working. So okay, I'll just use this guy and try to wrap it up. I think even here is okay for what we want to achieve, but we can just do the entire ball. I won't stress that much, so we don't dwell here. I'll just do something like this. Okay, actually, okay, yeah, I'll just do something like this. Yeah, so you can see it properly, and you have to give it a feel so it works. Take this image, so it's like we use one behind. So Control D to duplicate the image. Let me take this off. So I duplicated it just now. This is a totally different image. So see, this is one. Let's name this one man. Man. We duplicate this guy. I would not stress you all this. I think I'll do this one and take it to a new page. I think I don't have anything here. I'll take it to a new page so you don't get stressed out with the layers. Yeah, this should be better. So you can see man, then we duplicate, you can see man. Let's say man above. Right, man above. Then this is the shape. In Figma, on Photoshop is quite different, but in Figma, the shape you want to use as the silhouette, as the as the shape doing the alpha channeling, right? It has to be behind the one you want to cut. So I will take this custom shape behind, then click on the man, then use as mask. It looks like nothing changed. We can, if we bring this text here now and take it behind the mask, you should see something different now. I want you to understand what we did. You see, right? But if we put it here, nobody will know. Let's just say yes. let's say roboto narrow condensed. Oh wow, what am I doing? Let's okay. I'm giving some time so that your comments can float. So let me know if you get the basic idea before we take it to more illustrative context. I think your comments take a little bit of time to come. I noticed a while ago. But this is how quick maths works. Do you understand what I tried to do there? Do you understand what I tried to do there? If you don't understand, you can just also leave it in the comment section. Like if you don't get the whole idea how it works. And if you understand, you can also like just leave it in the comment section. Okay, cool. Let me get some more feedback from a little bit more people. Waiting for your feedback. Okay, waiting for some more feedback. But it looks cool, right? Like you can see it's a cool concept. It's a cool stuff to do. And I don't know if you get me. It's something that's cool. It's something that you can use to get really, really nice effects. Like really, really, really nice effects. Forget about the lasso tool. We didn't use the lasso tool today, right? So you don't add one layer of complexity. Like we did not use the lasso tool. It's the pen tool we used. I tried to use it, but it wasn't working out for me, so I just used the pen tool. So you can forget about the lasso tool totally. Yeah, like the image, right? Okay, let me break it down for you so that you understand. See this image is the background, right? This image is in this shape. Like the image is complete. Let me click it. Do you see? It's in that shape. Like, but if you line everything up together, it makes sense. So this image in this shape now is on top this text. Then this one is behind the text. Let me take it back now. Do you understand better? Do you understand better now? Okay. Okay, waiting for more feedback. Oh, please now. Let me bring up blend mode. Now let's just take a look at this. To make this more real, there's a shadow there. We just click on this, go to blend mode, put multiply. It's because it's white. If we make it, you can see how the shadow is seeping through without us. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Let me use a color. So you not think it's opacity while reducing. Do you understand? Like, it's letting the shadow on the background get through it. Do you understand the shadow aspect? This blend mode aspect. Yeah, I can see your comments. No, don't worry. Very soon you get how it's achieved. It's step by step. Do you get this shadow blend mode aspect? Like, do you see what it can do? Not talking about if you can do it, but like, do you see what it can do? So see how we're able to achieve this text. Like, I did not know about this photo before I came to this class. I did not even know I was going to bring up this photo. I went on Google. Like, I haven't sent you the Google searching, and I just searched out this photo and I brought it here. But just using layer mask for the face and blend mode, you see how much we were able to do in very short time. The thing is, this is editable. Let me show you what I mean. So I can come here now and change this to no sir. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. Just using layer mask and blend mode. Yeah. So do you understand this? Like, do you grab the idea of how the blend mode work? Of, should I say, what it can do? Like, do you get the logic of what the blend mode can do? Waiting for your comments, waiting for your feedback. Blend mode, right, is the concept of blend mode is environmental awareness. So it makes a layer conscious of other layers behind it. Like, a layer is kind of transparent, but not transparent. Like, okay, let me show you why blend mode is useful. Stay with me, just watch. Look at this text. It has a blend mode right now. Let's take off the blend mode. This is the text color. Let's change it to pink. This is the text color. Normally, if we wanted to give it a shadow, we'll have to maybe do a gradient, but it's not going to be just natural and follow the background shadow. So we do a blend mode that gives it the ability to take any color that is darker than it from its background. So these nodes are now, when we give it the blend mode of, okay, this blend mode now, they are divided into 5 categories. This first category is normal. You can just think about it as normal, nothing major happens. This pass through just adds a little bit of shadow by the side, but normal is as normal as it gets. This first group is called the, should I say, darker. I can say darker. It makes things darker than they are. So what happens is, it takes this particular layer we have and everything behind it, and it measures the darker pixel and shows that. They all have their different algorithm, because multiply just shows, like, you can see the shadows now. Natural image. This is a bare pink text. This is a bare pink text. But with the blend mode now, it lets the darker values pass through it, which is how shadows work. Right. The darking now adds a bit of saturation on the shadows. Multiply gives you shadows as they are. Darking adds it adds a bit of saturation on the shadows. plus darker adds the saturation and it takes the hue to the other side. Like this is taking me to popular, as you can see, and this is taking me to oxblood, and so on and so forth. I think this one inverses it. So, but they have their own basic difference. But this first one is the normal group. This second one is the darken group. You can call it darken. This third one is the lighting group. This one leaves the brighter value. So like screen now. This one is good for when you want to do highlights. Like if I want to add shadows to this guy's face, right? I want it to look like where he was. The lighting was really bright. Just what this now. I'll add some shadows here. I'll just click here, 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 click here like this. Pick it up from here, something like this. Yeah, I think I can actually do that from here. Now just end this from, oh no, I have to pass like this, like this, like this to be fair. Yeah, right. This is like a shadow on his face. Don't give it a feel. You see? You see this? Right? Let's say this is white. We'll go to the blend mode. You see how I'm making it react differently based on. Now let me make it something real now. Let's give this guy, let's say, from his color of skin, let's give him something dark. We'll go to the blend mode now and say any color that is darker than this our color now, let it pass or make our color show. Watch, if we go to the blend mode now and choose the multiplier we chose before, you can see like it's letting all the places that have darker colors show. This one is just like very. Now going back to our previous example, now that you've seen how it works complexly, maybe you now understand how it works in simple terms. Oh, I think we'll open a new. I'm just going to take this now, put the white background behind it, right? Put a white background behind it, put them in a group, then I'll just put them now in a little bit dark frame. I'll take the white background, put this inside here. You see? Beautiful white on gray. But if we put the blend mode now to multiply, let the white go. Do you understand this a little bit better now? I'm talking to you, Chidera. So, like, do you get the concept of the blend mode? The blend mode a little bit better now. Like, do you get what you can do? This is just the basic, right? So, but at least you should get the direction of what it could achieve. So let me know. So once you can get that, then we'll just proceed. Yeah, great. So that's how it works. It compares the particular layer you're working with all the layers beneath it, and compare. Provided you are choosing one of them, it uses the algorithm behind that one. So they are divided into categories to make it easier for you to sort them out. But each of them have their own a little bit of different algorithm that really makes it special. Right? Yeah, that's basically how it works. So when you are masking, like one thing is, as an illustrator, you need to be able to like decompose things in your mind. So when you see a complex object, you need to be able to break it down into various simple objects. Aside from that, you need to be able to how do I put this? You need to be able to turn living shapes with so much details into simpler shapes with less details. Okay, let's get in. I think we're drawing a snowman before. We'll just pick it up. So let's try to draw a snowman. Um, you have the head. Okay, I'll just bring a picture of a snowman here as a guide. So we have a judge. So everybody knows what our targets are. I'm looking for a cute snowman. Can I use this particular snowman? Not cute enough. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me plug my computer. Like, can you imagine? It's like on 1% or something. Oh, that was very reckless of me. I think that was what I did yesterday. Yeah. So I've not seen like okay. I'll just pick this one. Okay. Let's just show this guy. Oh, I think I found the one I want. Oh, this copyrighted image. Let me not come and arrest me because of small YouTube I want to do. I beg. I think I'll actually just draw this snowman. What do you say? So yeah, white. I think two sets of body. Yes, two sets of body. Uh, Another one. This two should be very wide. So let's see this now. You want to now begin to add perspective to this. Let's say we want to add shadow of this guy on this one. This what this now? We can just copy this guy down, make it the color of the shadow ones, something like this, right? Okay, this one needs to be up like because it's on top. We'll copy this one down. Now use this one now to mask the shadow. Do you understand? Like I don't know if you get the concept of what we're trying to do here. We use this shape now. We made a duplicate of it and use it to mask the shadow. Let's do it again here now. We can select this shape now, make it a shadow here. I think it should be like this. But this shadow is supposed to show only on the bottom object. So we'll just duplicate the bottom object, then use it to mask this one. Do you see how it's looking so much more? Like, let me see if you can. Do you understand? Like, do you get the idea? Let me see if you are following along. Do you get the idea and say of like what we're doing on with this snowman and the masking for the shadows? We're making the shadows stay just in the confine of the snowman's body, which would have been quite difficult to do for just tracing it out, and which should have been destructive for a shape builder because it will make them different shapes now. And there are some things we want to do on the bottom that we don't need in new shape. Mother, like I really don't know what this means. Yeah, so if you understand what we're talking about on the snowman, please indicate. So I'm just going to drink water like in 30 minutes and I hope to see your reviews when I come back. 30 seconds, I mean. Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, since you get the logic then, let's proceed then. So I want this normal to be facing somewhere like this, somewhere like this. So this to like this. It's called perspective, just giving it like you already know where it's facing, like it's facing that direction. Then this two. Then I'll give him his buttons. And rotate to follow the line. Yeah. Oh, I'm not getting it right. Yeah, I'll still refine it though, but pretty much. I can just copy these guys though. Yeah, because it's there I got this from. Yeah. There needs to be a carrot. Yeah. So the carrot is something like this, I don't know. Something like this. Orange. So I can delete this. I don't know if they actually use that to board. You can see we're getting into the image of I think they call it a snowman. Now let's look at how blend mode can improve the experience here. I'll actually put those perspective back. Let's say now for this one now we have some kind of a shadow to show where the light is coming from. Let's say the light is actually hitting it from the front. We'll have some kind of shadow like we'll have inner shadow be going all around like 64 pixels. Zero. How is it not? Okay, I'm applying the shadow to the layer mask. Don't please don't make that mistake. I'm supposed to do it to the shape because this layer mask now is not visible. Like it's the shadow that we can see. The layer mask is just a placeholder. So I'm supposed to be doing it to the shape behind the layer mask. I just clicked it now. So give it the inner shadow. Let's see. 24. Yeah, something like this. Look here. Notice how this our other shadow now from the head is not playing along, right? Because they're now like competing. But this is very simple with blend mode. We just click on this guy, go to the blend mode, and make him multiply to let the darker details seep through. Now see the difference. Look at it before, then the difference now. If you add like a noise effect to it, you're golden. Just make it lighter. I don't know. Then if you add a blur to just soften the edges if you want to. Yeah. Next level. I can literally just copy these effects from here and paste here. And yeah, I'm closer to a more realistic snowball. I can just copy this effect also from this ellipse and paste on this other this the ellipse here. Yeah, probably paste it on here too. So you see, looks good using the blend mode and just a bit of masking. Do you understand what we're seeing so far? Just checking up on you. Do you understand what we're seeing so far? Um, like I don't really know if the parameters of the effect are down. Like I can just spell it out to you, but I'll move it though. How do I move it? I can't move it from here. Let me see. I can't actually. I don't know the way this works, but it's basically just an inner shadow of I think 80% opacity and 24. You know, depending on the size of your own circle. But for the size of my own circle, I use 24 pixel block, and every other thing was on zero. 80% opacity, 24 pixel block, inner shadow, every other thing is on zero. That's what I use for these guys. So ready to move ahead. Let's make this snowman more real. Do you have any questions so far? Do you have any questions so far? Okay, no questions. So let's get on. Okay, I see that. I think this should have eyes, probably. But now let's add more details to this using the layer marks. Let's say we have a light effect coming from here that looks like this. Another light effect coming from here that looks a little bit bluey. You can also use the layer marks. I see a blend mode. You can just use this blend mode. Now, then use the layer marks, duplicate this and use it to mask these two guys. Kind of. Now we can just blur these guys and we'll have a very good, yeah, you see, we'll have a very nice buttonish. So we can just copy this, including the one on the background. I don't know what's there. So this and this. Let me go back. So this guy and this one. Group them, Control C, then just replace this one. And using again just the masking and blend mode, see how much more realistic we're able to get using masking and blend mode. We mask the shapes, we use the blend mode to change how the shapes relate to each other, and yeah, kaboom. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm coming out checking the chat now. I don't think this line should be as thick as this. Probably like this. Okay. So yeah, that's just more information about masking and blending. So like let's try to do something more complicated, but like I'll check the chat now to see if you have any questions. Okay. If you have any questions, this is time to ask. So we can move forward with your questions. Okay, let me see. Okay, no questions. Cool. So let's try something more, should I say more um complicated with a clip masking. So yeah. So let's assume we have there's this icon. I can't find it anymore. But um I don't want to receive all these texts. Like, how do I stop this notification? But let's assume your app avatar. You must have seen some app avatars now that are custom. Let me give you an example with this guy's photo. Let me copy it and put here. Let me just make a quick avatar. Let's just say 24. Easy. Yeah. Expand. Let's see. Then then it won't have some more thoughts. This was a coincidence. I actually planned this. But now let's see how far. Okay. Yeah. So this is very random. This is very random. But if you push this in the right direction, you should get some very, very, very fun explorations with this. Okay, let's see chat. Yeah, it takes a while for me to see the comment. Like I think it takes like like maybe 30 seconds at least. That's true. It takes a while for me to see the comments. Do you understand what we're saying so far? Like about blend, the blend modes. If you understand what we're saying so far, please just like indicate. If you have any problem, also ask. Don't be shy. That's how we learn. So if you have any problem, ask them. We'll provide again alongside moving on forward. Okay, waiting for your comments. Cool. Nice to hear. Okay, any other person? Like I take your feedback seriously, just to be sure we're on the same page. That's why I have. That's why I'm actually wasting this time, just to be sure we're on the same page. Okay, I think nobody has issues. So, like we said, clip masking is actually a skill that transcends UI and just UX and even web designing. You have to think of it in many exploratory ways and keep your mind open. There are many things you can do with clip masking, and let's not even talk about blend mode. Blend mode is literally on a level of its own. It's a level of its own. When you see, all those glow effects you see on landing pages, it's courtesy of a blend mode called plus lighter because that one takes the lightest color in the equation. So the more you keep adding like maybe a bright color, it just keeps picking the brighter part. So when you start exploring in the wild, there are places where like you can't just really create this out of thin air, and it's going to take a lot of time using other tools. That's when you think of blend mode because blend mode combines with other layers beneath it based on some curated algorithms that have been tested and trusted. Right, like you see the way it takes off the white from the background, immediately we put multiply, and that's the same thing it does with blacks and whatever, abi, what not, whatever is correct. So Bringing this together now in should I say in vector is where the problem may seem to be, because the way we interact with color in our environment, first of all, can I show you what, just to be clear? I don't know what you're talking about, so maybe if I know that can help. So they are more complicated workflows because blend mode work basically the way color happens around us, right? The way things combine, like if something stains a white shirt, that stuff is going to remain, and if it stains a black shirt, the black color is going to remain. That's what blend mode tries to imagine, right? That's what blend mode tries to imagine, like the way things, materials, and colors actually combine in real life. Like if water pours on a shirt now, it's definitely going to be a darker color, right? That is multiplying. So I'll go back to the blend mode panel and just walk you through them quickly. Then I'll go back to the masking. Then we'll take some more examples. Then we can like get ahead with our lives. So I was explaining the other time, but I'll just pick it up from where I stopped. So if you go to the blend mode, you can see different categories. This one makes, so a we'll pick a white. I think we'll have that here. Okay, yes, we do. So we just pick this one. See the blend mode now. I remove the blend mode. This is pass through, almost the same. Normal is more the same. Pass through is the same, but with a touch of hue. Darken, take everything that is lighter than the background, basically. So everything that is lighter than the background will go. Any part of the background that is darker than this image will stay. So if we make this a white, is going to go also. Let's say, okay, let's not even say white. Let's say a lighter gray that we can see. Once you give this, you see, even the gray is kind of the color we use is kind of invisible. Yeah, because that's how it works. It takes when you give it a blend mode of darkening, it takes all image has a color lighter than the background or this shade. So let's see other ones. All of them here almost do the same thing. They just take the darker part of the background and replace with anywhere the color is lighter than that on the foreground. That's with the image you are choosing. This one is the opposite, brightness. Yeah. Then this one is about contrast. So this one tries to increase the dark parts and increase the light parts at the same time. That's this group overlay soft light hard light. Then this one is mainly, it uses the differences between images. It's just like for rapid stuff or explorations, but mainly inclined on graphic design though. Then this one uses the hue, it combines the hue, this one combines the saturation, this one combines the, I think, the color, and this one combines the luminosity. You can see it's kind of grayscale down. So the way this works is just need to see how more complex shapes can be broken down into simple shapes. Then you can mask them and blend mode or whatever the word is into the very complex shape you want. So let's try to say we want to draw this guy. I like unhinged examples that are not planned. Let's just say we want a flat illustration of this guy. So right now I can say this guy's head is a rectangle, and the rectangle again, but something like this. Yeah, I think that's a good start. I'll weld this, then I'll just try to. I'm not going to make it as accurate because yeah, but I'll just try to rig it a little bit. I think these two guys have to curve for me to do what I want to do. So normally I'll just give a curve, maybe still make this part quite, yeah, these two, yeah. So let's see the beards now. Just doing this to show you what I mean, like what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see. We see this is the beards, for example. Okay, so now this is what I mean. If we use a shape builder to get the off, right, we've lost the original shape of the face. Like these two now will just be broken to become one shape. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah. So I'm just looking at like this face in simpler terms. Now you see how this divides, right? But we'll still need the full face in some cases. So you can actually use masking to get the beard. So this is how you do it. When I drew that, I can just complete it into a shape. Okay, from here. I can just say this is a shape. This one here. Just make it a shape no matter how you want. Let's give it a few of black, right? Then duplicate the face and click mask it in the face. Do you see how this works? Do you understand how this works so far? Yeah, please I need your feedback to be sure we're on the same track. So do you understand how this what I just did? Do you understand how they all come together? Okay, great, great, great. Person. Okay, cool. Another person. So the thing about about masking is it's very flexible and it's like a live object because like shape now, right? This shape we're using to mask this shape. Okay. If we go now, okay, look at the mouse. The mouse is how the mouse is supposed to be. Okay. Okay. I want to open the space for the mouse. Okay. Okay. How do I get this off? I think okay, let me see. Off here. Well, that's how it works. You can just see I'll come back to the B. You can just say I can just draw this. Okay. Yeah. Such stuff. So again, let me do that stuff I did before. Um I make this like properties. Okay, I'll use the head now to quick mask this hair. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you can really see that it's kind of going in the direction of the face. We can just keep going and going. But I look at the face and I kind of divided it into the basic colors, like black for the hair, yellow for the face, and so on and so forth. So now that's one. But you can see how I got the basic shape of the face. And I kept using layer marks to get things that actually go to the edges. I kept using layer marks to get them to stay in the frame. You understand what I'm talking about? You get me? Do you understand what I'm talking about? That's for drawing this man's face and using marks to keep the hair and the beard intact. So on the last call, I discovered that for us to finish talking about what we wanted to talk about in that call, it would be too long. And if it gets as long as if it gets as long up to an extent or as long as it should not be, let me put it that way, sometimes you forget what you are supposed to remember. It's just like an information overload. So I decided to put the stuff at 1 hour, 30 minutes, but I'll do another session within the week, right? So hopefully on Wednesday, on Thursday, we'll do another session. So instead of just Sunday, 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 we'll do another session within the week and Sunday, within the week and Sunday, within the week and Sunday. So we'll have like 13 more minutes to go for this session, then there'll be another session within the week. I'll edit the calendar. I saw the last time we had so much to talk about, but we were almost 3 hours on the call. So that's why I came up with that improvement. So I'll communicate with you by email and all that. So basically, my aim for this class is to introduce you to how you can maximize your efforts because normally I see many people that draw. If they have custom shapes like this, they trace it all the way out, especially when they are tracing from an image, right? And it's just more work, it's more gruesome. But there are better ways you can, apart from shape building. Shape building helps you get stuff, but it's destructive. Like you lose information because you want to get a new information, like things get broken. But with these procedures, right, like using the masking, for example, and also how blend mode can get you new colors or even remove colors from your image. You start having to do some kind of masking, right? It just combines the image, especially with the background, and gives you some kind of I don't know. I owe you guys an article about this. I just hope I have the time. That's for blend mode. Or if I don't write an article, I'll make a YouTube video about it, talking about each of the blend mode. Right. In this case, I just want you to know how it works with illustration. Right. But I may make a video about it soon and just post generally on YouTube on each of the blend mode. So you need to explore these two pathways, blend modes and masking because they are very powerful if used correctly. It also even affects your regular if you're a product designer, it affects your regular job. If you're a brand designer, it also affects your regular job because they are very core concepts to whatever you are doing. They are very, very core concepts. They are very, very basic concepts. And if you look and you start seeing some of the applications of this this stuff I just mentioned, it's going to wow you. I think the MasterCard logo, it has like an orange and a red coming together. Or I think an orange and a yellow. Like that's literally a blend mode. You can achieve that just by using the blend mode. No cutting shapes, nothing at all, just blend mode. So the more you use it, because you are going to learn by interacting with it yourself, I'm more like the guy that just shows you that this thing exists and it's going to make your work better. Then it's more of you going to interact with it yourself, using it, feeling at it, tweaking with the values, seeing what sticks, seeing what does not stick. Right? That's how you actually get to learn it. Now, before we go, I want to show you how to do the mask again for those that did not catch how you actually make a mask. So let me explain. The mask has at least two subjects. One subject plays a role, all the other subjects are just pawns. Remember, I said at least. It means you can take more than two, but it takes at least two subjects or two objects. The one below on the hierarchy, like the layers now, the one below is under a particular one. And if that one is filled, you can't really see it. The one below is the one that is going to give the shape. So just have it at the back of your mind. Like when you layer them, the one below is going to give the shape. Let me give you an example. So we have a rectangle or have a circle. If I take this one, just watch now. Let's say, right? Look at the color. Let's take this one to the back. It's the one at the back that is cutting the shape, but the one at the front is reserving um his own properties. The one at the back is just cutting straight. Let's assume we had more stuff like we now had another circle here that is yellow. See now, right? So it's the one under that is giving the frame, then everything above, even if we have another one here. So that's that's basically how you mark. There's a shortcut for it. There's a shortcut for it. The shortcut I think is let me see. Where is that's up control command M. So control command M to mask. Yeah, basically. That's the shortcut. Control, so on the mark is that triangle or the second key bottom right, bottom left. The second key if you're going from the bottom left. So that's basically how you mark. For blend mode, just have your objects wherever you want it. And just above where you see fill on the appearance panel, you see this eye drop. You click on it and you can begin to, yeah, basically that's how it works. Let me try. Let me now if you put this one down, you're not going to see all those effects because like it works with the layers beneath it. What is now? But if you put it below, nothing happens. Now, when it's below, this is the one that actually gets activated. So remember that it's like the blend mode works with layers beneath it. You just have to click on this and go to this appearance panel. Then just I had a high time even looking for it, but just look out for the eyedropper. The eye is like it's like a droplet, like a drop of water. Just click on that tool and you'll be able to access the blend mode right out of the box. So that's the basic idea. If you still don't understand how to do any of this, just let me know right now and I'll go over the procedure again. So if you don't know how to still make a mask or you don't know how to activate the blend mode, just let me know in the chat and I'll go over it again right now. Okay, I'm waiting. Or if you also like it as if you actually got it. Okay, I think these comments are like really slow, like really, really slow. Oh, Okay, I'm waiting for your comments. I need to see your comments to be sure we're on the same page. I think Google Meet is really fast and immediate. Like once you are commenting, the other person is seeing it. But this is quite slow. It is a bit slow. Let me see that. Or are you guys just forming to comment? Oh, great, great. You got it, great. That's like really, really good news. So I assume almost everybody is in this category because I'm going to just group all of you in that category. And yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. That's the idea. Um, Everything we did here is baby steps, so it's not so complicated. But as you are doing your daily work, trust me, you begin to see room for all these things. Like you see places where you can begin to apply them, even apart from all these ideas you've not been getting before, just because you've had these two tools, very important tools, albeit that the masking, they have very different names across softwares, like Power Clip for Corel, Clip masking for Adobe, and the rest of them. But it's the basic, like the ideology beneath everything that really matters. And I think that's what I've tried to help you get today. It's just like concealing or revealing the alpha channel of another image based on this particular um, image. Basically, that's how it works. Then the blending has the same idea, but it's just like for colors or for light, not exactly for the layout or shape, but the same idea. So it picks everything beneath it and does like a calibration and gives you something that I don't know if it always works best, but it gives you something new and refreshing, something that would have taken you a long time to do. So my takeaway for this is keep practicing, always be on the edge, bite more than you can chew, and try to manage it as it goes. So try to do hard stuff and you begin to see where all these things fit in. I literally use these two techniques in all the illustrations I do and post because it saves me lots of time in getting some kind of custom shadows, some kind of custom shapes, and all those other things right out of the box. So I would say try it out after this call. Maybe even immediately after this call, as everything is fresh in your head, you can just try it out, try the different blend mode and see how they work. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say today. So thank you for staying to the end of the call. I'll send an email on Tuesday confirming when the next call will hold. I will still talk about these topics. We'll just pick up from here and we'll do some kind of real project with it so you can see how they fit in real use cases. Right. But you can meditate on this, let it marinate, and I'll see you soon, I guess, on Wednesday or Thursday at most. Peace or whatever. Bye.